All right, so Knicks season is over. Lost in 6 to the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. I just wanted to do like a video recouping everything. And then the biggest shockwave throughout pretty much the NBA is that they basically get the furthest that they've ever been to in 25 years, and then they fire their coach. So we're going to just look at everything. So Knicks stats under Thibodeau, right? So under Tom Thibodeau, let's see here real quick, because this is the part where I get confused, right? So, and Mets, they, swept a bad team, but thanks, good. All right, so look, this is where I get confused. The Knicks have been, they had their little mellow run, and then basically irrelevant. And the Garden was pretty much held up by the Rangers. And it was just, you had Frank Ntilikina draft, you had the KP, which was a good draft, but then ended up not being because of just situational things with KP and his brother and whatever happened. The Phil Jackson era, which was the biggest joke of all time. And then, finally, we go through like Derek Fisher and Kurt Rambis and all these garbage coaches. It was just horrible. I don't even know how to explain it. And as a Knicks fan, you kind of just want to forget those days existed. And then you get two things. You get Tom Thibodeau, who I've wanted since he was done with I wanted Tom Thibodeau while he was the coach of the Bulls. Okay, and then whatever happens, he goes over and he's not Milwaukee. He's with Towns. What the hell? Why can't I think of where they were? Memphis? I don't remember where he was. Anyways, we finally get him. And immediately the guy turns it around for us. And alright, so here we go. The Knicks under Tom Thibodeau had 226 regular season wins, which is the fourth most by a Knicks head coach, behind Van Gundy, Joe Lapchiks, and Red Holzmans. He beat Pat Riley. Okay, so he's in uncharted territory with these, with Van Gundy and Riley here, okay? They had a .565 winning percentage, okay? So they were above 500 the entire time. That ranks 6th in franchise history. The Knicks made the playoffs in 4 of Thibodeau's 5 years, including his first at the helm. Okay? As well as each of the last 3. And if you remember that, we beat Cleveland the first year. Obviously, last year we beat Philly. We lost to the Pacers one year, obviously when we were hurt. But, the thing is that he got the best out of everybody. Julius Randle left the Lakers and came to us, and he was not the same player, when he came to us. He was a star. They do the Brunson trade. Brunson turns out to be a star. Josh Hart, he gets the most out of Josh Hart. OG Anunoby. These guys, not that OG was a bad player. He was obviously a winning player. He won a championship in Toronto. But, OG Anunoby under Thibs was great. All right, so then what do we do this year? We get to the Eastern Conference Finals since 2020. Since 2000. It's been 25 years. All right, get this stat. So the Knicks have won at least one playoff series in each of the last 3 years. Like I said, we beat Cleveland. Then obviously last year we beat Philly. And then obviously this year we went ahead and we beat Detroit and Boston. Okay. That's the first time in the last 20 seasons that's happened. Okay? So, when we're looking here, he's 41-31 in his first year, which was a COVID-reduced year. They won 24 playoff games, again, and lost 23. That's the 5th most by a head coach. It's wild to me. Jalen Brunson averaged 26.4 points per game in 3 seasons under Coach Thibs. He also won Coach of the Year, had a contract extension given to him last summer, and now he's gone. And here's the thing. Because now everybody's just coming out, and here comes all the rumors, and ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. It's the players are against them, that basically they can't play because of too many minutes. And it's obviously not Brunson, it's not Hart. So it's either Cat, Bridges, or OG Anunoby. And here's all I could say about that. If that's the case, and we're letting players dictate the coach, we're not gonna pretend that doesn't happen. But those three guys, besides OG, but Bridges and Cat they've been here for a minute. And I mean, shit, Bridges is a great defensive player, but he did jack shit for most of the playoffs as far as offense. And I loved what he did he closed out those games with crazy plays against Boston. Defensively, and I get it. Maybe he doesn't think maybe he doesn't like how he was utilized with Thibs. Maybe but here's the thing: you're firing a coach who's breaking records that haven't happened in 20 plus years. Okay, he's doing things that haven't happened. You can't give the guy the chance to change. You signed what? Cat was signed like the beginning of training camp. And you're like, go, make this work. Not only did he make it work, he made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. He plays his guys too much. Okay, that's fine, but they were all healthy. Okay, that whole notion that Thibs overplays his guys and wears them out at the end, they were all healthy. And you can't say that Thibodeau was the reason why Julius Randle got hurt. I mean, I guess maybe, but that anything can happen. Jason Tatum got hurt. Is it because the coach Joe Mazzulla? No. I'm so sick of that crap. Anyways, though, so you have players complaining. I don't know who it's from, but then you have relationships. Cat is close with Leon Rose, so if Cat says he wants him gone, now you're hearing that James. And here's the problem that we are having, because obviously this team needs to make moves in the offseason. Now it's starting to sound like, okay, you got rid of the one thing that was kind of like the stability of the team, because since he was here, things were good. He missed the playoffs one time. He's gone now. Okay? Now it sounds to me like James Dolan is back to his James Dolan ways. And James Dolan is also the owner of my favorite team, which is the Rangers. He pretty much stays out of the Rangers, and guess what? For the most part, the Rangers are a damn good team. They're either right there or, but besides this season, whatever. But you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't mull too much with the Rangers, or so they say. I don't know if it's true, but it certainly seems that he's more occupied with the Knicks. He seems to care more about the Knicks. My question is, if that is the case, why is James Dolan getting... You just had the best season in 25 years with this coach. So, you must have made the most money. You just got to the conference finals. Madison Square Garden, I looked, because obviously... as a Knicks fan, living in, not in New York anymore, I just looked for the hell of it, and the ticket prices were absurd. And they were, not only were they getting them, they were getting them sold out in seconds. So, financially, it doesn't make sense if Dolan is the driving force for this. And then on top of it, now it's like we're going after coaches who already have jobs. So, like, we want Jason Kidd. Okay, we want Jason Kidd. Why? Jason Kidd... Okay, if you want to get him as a coach, if he was available, that's fine. He's not. He's on a team, so now we have to trade for Jason Kidd. Don't want to do that. Then we're talking about coaches who've just been fired, and it's like, okay, so we're just going to kind of like rinse and repeat if we get, a fired coach. Or it talks about, this kid, that they basically think that they could replace Thibs, and it was assistant coaches, right? So Johnny Bryant, okay. Mike Malone is the fired coach that everybody seems to think would fit. I don't know. But now it's Johnny Bryant. He was on the staff, and then he became the coach of the Cavs. But I mean, here's the thing. It's crazy to me because you're going to take a team that just made the Eastern Conference Finals, and whoever you get as the head coach is going to have unfair expectations for whoever you hire, okay? Because you're going to hire, unless you do hire Mike Malone, who won a championship, I guess you could put the pressure of making it into the championship on him. Johnny Bryant, I mean, you're going to get this guy in here, and he knows the team a little bit, but still, you're going to be, all right, you're going to go do this, and he's an assistant head coach. He's an assistant head coach of the Cavs. So it's like, okay, you're going to get this job with this team, with this roster, pending a trade, and you have to now either make it to the finals, Eastern Conference Finals again, or win the damn thing, because the letter that they sent out, or the message on Facebook, or whatever the hell they put out, their press release, was basically, we need to get over the hump and we need to win a championship. That's our only goal, and that's why we're moving on from Tom Thibodeau. He can get us this far, but he can't get us this far. Why Johnny Bryant is going to be able to get him this far, I don't know. And here's the thing about the Knicks. The Knicks are they're a very weird group of guys. You have Tom Thibodeau, who's a very, 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 very good defensive coach, and then you traded away the draft picks for Bridges. I don't care about, because draft picks are nothing except hope. So draft picks for players is fine, especially when you're not going to be in the lottery and you're not going to get the number one pick. It's not, and as we see, that's rigged anyways, because Dallas got the number one overall pick after being in a play-in game because their GM made the crappiest trade of all time, and they get rewarded with one of the best basketball players. The whole thing it's rigged anyways. We were the worst team in the league. We couldn't even get Zion. We got stuck with RJ Barrett. It's rigged. It's always been rigged. The only time we benefited from it was with Patrick Ewing, and he got us far, but not to the championship. So I don't care about trading draft picks if you're gonna get a player. Bridges is here. I don't think they're gonna trade away 5 draft picks and not keep the guy, so they're gonna sign him. Now you get Bridges, so he kind of actually fits that defensive scheme of Thibodeau, but then mid-season he comes out and he's like, they're playing us too much. We play too much. It's weird because Mikal Bridges has the Iron Man award where he doesn't miss games. So it's weird that he was complaining about it, unless he just thought he could be the voice for the voiceless, and the bench was complaining that they weren't seeing enough minutes. Okay, again, you could have told Thibodeau, hey, listen, we're going to keep you this year because of where you went. You have to expand your bench. You have to play the bench more. You have to become a little bit more of a different coach, but we trust you. But no, they fire him. And the knock against Jason Kidd, doesn't play his bench. So we're going to fire Thibodeau, then have to trade to get Jason Kidd, and then he's going to come here and he does the same exact thing that Thibodeau does. I don't get the motive. So maybe Mike Malone, I don't know. I don't want to pretend like I know Mike Malone's coaching style. I don't know. I don't care. If he becomes the coach, then I'll care. Johnny Bryant, same thing. I don't know. The Cavs, what are you going to say? The Cavs, they got hurt. They got hurt, and Johnny Bryant, and I don't even, they overplay their guys too. They got hurt. No, it becomes frustrating with the narratives. It was like, if Tibbs doesn't get at least to game 6 against Boston, maybe we fire him. He beat Boston. He beat them. He got to 6 games in the Eastern Conference Finals, and it should have been 7 because they never should have choked away game 1, and that's not the coach's fault that the team doesn't know what to do on the court. Okay, you're the coach of okay, but guess what? These guys are all professional basketball players. Karl Anthony Towns has been in this league. Mikal Bridges has been in this league for how many damn years? Okay? You go and you let this guy hit 9 threes in 10 seconds. It was the most pathetic thing ever. And honestly, the series was over in game 1 when you let that collapse happen. Okay, so it's one of those things. Okay, you can blame the coach all you want, but the players need to perform. Here's the thing. Did Tom Thibodeau miss 2 clutch free throws, or did OG Anunoby, or did Mikal Bridges, not Mikal Bridges, or did Karl Anthony Towns? Give me a break. That's the stuff that pisses me off. Nobody ever points the finger at Leon Rose, and it's like, okay, we're not going to point the finger at Leon Rose because we made it to the conference finals, but why shouldn't we point the finger at Leon Rose? You got Leon Rose picking up Karl Anthony Towns, who doesn't fit what Tom Thibodeau wanted to do or what this team's identity was. They were a defensive bunch. Karl Anthony Towns had 2 games against the Pacers where he went off, But, and like, he went off against Detroit. Why can't you do what? That's what makes me mad about him. I don't want to trade him. People hate him. I don't hate him. He's obviously very talented. He sucks on defense, but he's a very talented player. But he didn't fit what the Knicks were trying to do. Not when you lose Randall and DiVincenzo. So, why doesn't Leon Rose get some of the blame here? But no, he doesn't. We fire the best thing that we've had in 25 years, which is Thibodeau. And then it comes out now that we're going superstar hunting. Oh, the Knicks, Shams, whatever the hell his name is, from ESPN. Oh, well, during the trade deadline, the Knicks were very active for trying to get Kevin Durant. What? Why? Kevin Durant? I'm so confused about what's happening, and it feels very old Knicks. So I'm expecting them to get Kevin Durant this offseason, and I don't know what the hell is going to happen, because if they get rid of Kevin Durant, I mean, if they pick up Kevin Durant, they get rid of like OG Anunoby, I'll be beside myself. It's a frustrating time to be a Knicks fan only because it was so high. It was like, okay, listen, we did it. We made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. We lost. Shit happens. We lost. But now it's like, what's going on? It sounds like we're as dysfunctional as ever. Like, you go to the Eastern Conference Finals, it's very rare that you're firing a coach. Now, it happened to the Dallas Stars in hockey, but your hockey coaches last 5 seconds, and he benched his goalie in a must-win game within the first 2 minutes of the game. So he did things that, were a little wonky. And I still don't think he should have been fired. I don't think you deserve to be fired if you get your team, forget the playoffs, to the Final Four. What the hell you want these teams to do? You think that the Knicks would be doing? They would not hold. They can't hold a candle to the Thunder. Honestly, neither can Indiana. They got lucky with a crazy, crazy clutch performance. Not a good game. Clutch shot by Tyrese Halliburton. I don't understand what the Knicks are doing, and it's frustrating as all hell. And now it's like you're looking at a team that you thought was like, okay, get back to it next year. We'll be all right. We got Tibbs. We know what we're doing. Now it's like, what are we doing? Who's in control? Is it Dolan? Is it Rose? Is it Worldwide West? There's all these different parts, and then there's things coming out that are leaking. Now, I don't believe everything. That's the thing, too. Like, things get leaked, and you don't know who's leaking it. I don't think Tom Thibodeau leaked it. Tom Thibodeau lives and breathes basketball. He's not going to burn bridges. The guy just, literally chose to not have a family. Literally. So he could coach. And he's openly admitted he's missed weddings. Everything. The guy loves basketball, loves it, and, the Knicks was his dream job, and they fired him, and it's insane, and I don't get it. I'm pissed about it, to be completely frank with you. But here's what's going to happen, right? We have an offseason. I really hope that they just kind of keep the team as it is. Maybe get some bench pieces. I don't think they can get Dante back. I don't think that's feasible. A lot of people wanted that. Maybe move a McBride or move a Shamet or move a couple of guys that that don't fit like a campaign, and try to get, some guys that you can, more defensive. Here's the thing. I'm going on a little bit of a tangent here because my brain is going in 3 different directions because I thought where we were going and now we're going to a different route. It's going to come down to this weird decision because I want Mitchell Robinson to stay. Mitchell Robinson adds something to this team that no one else can. But he's also got 1 year left and he's hurt, and I don't know if his value can get you a haul. I don't know. I don't want to lose him, but at the same time, are they going to really sign him? Are they going to keep him? It's kind of one of those things. It's weird. I'd rather keep Mitchell Robinson personally. But if you're not going to keep, if you know you're not going to keep Mitchell Robinson, you need to trade him and you need to get value for him. If you intend to keep him, then I'm completely on board with giving him an extension or whatever. I know they have to extend, they have to sign Mikal Bridges. People are like, oh, well, the Durant thing makes sense because there's only 1 year of Durant, so whatever you give up, you can get out of it after that. What is Kevin Durant? No offense to Kevin Durant. You tell me this 4 years ago, I would have signed on 1,000,000%. Kevin Durant went to Phoenix with Devin Booker, and they were complete ass this year. And he gets hurt all the time, and that's really my main concern with him. So I'm going to trade Karl Anthony Towns for Kevin Durant. I don't know. And now this is the big one. This Giannis cloud that's hanging over the Knicks. This is what they do to themselves. The Knicks do this. The fans, we do it. The LeBron, the. It's not happening. I'm not getting Giannis Antetokounmpo. And if we did, we'd give away everything in the world for him to where we would be what? Because let's look at it. Giannis won when he had Chris Middleton. I mean, Damian Lillard went there. They did nothing. I know he got hurt, but they were not anything great. These pipe dream, the Knicks fans want this superstar. They want this superstar. Dolan always wants the superstar. And it's like, you have one. He's not the same superstar, but you have Jalen Brunson. You have Karl Anthony Towns that you just traded for. You have these guys. Make it work. Make it work. And maybe I'll have egg on my face, and they will get a coach, and they will make it to the finals. I just don't see it. I don't see that happening. Obviously, they could do some little roster reconstruction. If they could get a better bench and have the four. Like, Deuce was the best player off the bench, besides Mitch. Mitch off the bench, obviously. But Josh Hart is a bench player. That is true. So Thibs did overplay Josh Hart. But, again, you should have been like, listen, Thibs, thank you for everything, but there are some things that we could tune up, and then I think that you have to fix. Let's get that squared up, and then if he doesn't do it, then in the mid-season, or next season, get rid of the guy. But you didn't give him another year with this team that he just got to the conference finals. I don't get it, and it's frustrating. It's not the same teams that he's had these 5 years. This is a brand new team to him. Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns, those were brand new pieces, huge pieces that they acquired this season. And he doesn't get another go at it. It's just ridiculous. And, I don't get it. But my concern is the coach, that they fired the coach without really having a plan. That's number one. My second concern is if we do want Jason Kidd, we have to trade for him. What the hell are we going to do with that? And then my biggest concern is that, God forbid, James Dolan is behind this and he's just star hunting. And I don't know if Giannis Antetokounmpo makes you a better team when you have to give up what you're going to have to give up because we don't have draft capital to Milwaukee. So I'm very confused about the Knicks. I really confused. See how the season plays out. I mean, the offseason plays out. But yeah, I'm very confused. I'm very, not concerned, but just like worried that they're going to do something stupid here. But I hope not. Hope they just really keep the same core of guys and just get a better bench. There's guys out there that you could find if you're a good GM, like Rose gets the credit of being. So I'm hoping that that's the case. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. The finals are the finals. I mean, I don't think Indiana's going to win it, but they did win game one on a prayer shot. But no, I think it's going to be in 6 that the Thunder win it. And I don't think I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't think the Knicks would have even made, I think they would have lost in 5 to Oklahoma. So, yeah, I'd rather be in the finals right now, but I'd probably have we'd probably look bad. Worse than we did losing to Indiana. So, hopefully the Pacers lose. I don't like the Pacers, so I hope the Thunder win. I don't care about the Thunder, but I hope they win. And, yeah, let's see what obviously I'll make a video if anything happens as far as coach hiring or anything like that. But that's where the Knicks are at right now. Mets are doing pretty good. Rangers, I don't know what they're doing. And the Giants, whatever. I mean, they have the hardest schedule in the NFL, and they had 3 wins last season. So there you go. All right, bye.